I actually don't know when this video is going to go up, so it could be day whatever of the readathon. Editing Lisa here, but I just want to let you know that Jessica actually uploaded a video prior to this day that I'm uploading this video, but we actually filmed it on the same day. Great minds think alike because we uploaded the same video basically, which is going through our shelves of historical romances and talking about the books I own. And I didn't do a great job at talking about all the titles that I own, but I'm sure Jessica did do a great job, so definitely check out her video. And we did not copy each other. We are just the same person. Also, she has like a crazy makeup collection that I'd never seen before, so kudos to her. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, today I am back with a bookshelf tour slash a bookshelf cleanup. I just finished taking some pictures for my Instagram for Historical Romance Readathon, and now I have like a lot of books on my bed that I need to put back on my shelf. And to be honest, I've kind of let my shelf go a little bit too crazy for too long, and I need to really tidy it up a bit. And I also need to catalog a lot of the books onto my Goodreads shelf because I tend to have a lot of copies of historical romances, so then it makes it really hard for me to keep track of which books that I do have and which books that I don't. So I actually have a shelf on my Goodreads profile where it's historical romances that I own, and I mark it as want to read. So whenever I need to buy a historical romance, but I'm not sure if I actually own that copy or not, I just go into that shelf and I search up the title, and then I see if it's in there. If it's in there, it means that I already have it. If it's not, then it means that I can go a little bit crazy and buy the book. So I'm just going to show you how my bed situation looks like right now after taking some photos. So this is how my Instagram photos usually end up on my bed. So basically, through the power of how I angle my photos, you guys might think that my bed is actually really big. It's actually not. I think this is like really just a twin size bed. I'm actually not too sure, but it's not a big bed, and I just make room for it and make do with it. So basically, I took a lot of my historical romances off my shelf to take pictures of for the readathon because I wanted to showcase some of the reads that I have read already prior to the readathon, and also books that I want to read for the readathon. So as you can see here, I have a lot of books to clean up, and I even have my decor piece of wood that I'm going to need to clean up as well. So this is basically the space that we're working with. We have this one shelf with 3 shelves of historical romances that I've packed in there. They're double stacked and they're not organized anymore. What I like to do personally is to organize it by author, so I know exactly where to look. If I were to buy another book from the author and I want to double check if I already have that book, then I already know the section I'm looking at, and that makes it easier. But again, I also have that Goodreads shelf. So what happened was that I ran out of space on these 2 shelves, and I had to put stuff on the top shelf over there. So we're just gonna manage it and we're gonna see how we're gonna do. But I think first things first is that I'm gonna have to clean these 3 piles of books that are on the floor right now. So move them out of the way, and then we can get to organizing the rest of the shelves. So I got a little lazy, so I just moved the piles that were blocking me from my historical romance shelves because I don't want to move it too much. If I move it too much, then it's going to be a bigger mess for me to clean up. So right now, my current floor situation is just piles of books on the floor and a bunch of crap in the corner, and we're gonna get started. So what I think I'm gonna do is clean up all the books on my bed, sort back out the books that I read already, sort it through the authors, and then I'm gonna leave the piles onto the floor. And then we're just going to kind of pick out the books, see what's behind the books, because honestly, like I already forgot a lot of the books stacked behind it, and then take out what's relevant that I wanna get to and put it back in the front and shift things around. You know, we're just gonna shift things around to see which one's my priority, and then I'll show you all the books as we go through them. I had to tie up my hair because it got a little too crazy with taking care of all these books. But basically right now I moved off the books from my bed and I put it on the floor into piles. And I'm actually right now just going through my shelves and just like shifting things around to see like what's behind the shelf. Maybe I could show you guys afterwards the collection of books that I have from the authors. maybe that would be a great way. I don't really know how to film a bookshelf tour. So this is going great. Thank you so much for watching, guys. So, change of plans. Basically, what happened was that I realized that organizing my books were tougher if they were already on the shelf. So, I just moved everything kind of on the floor. So, now I just have like piles and piles of books on the floor, which is going great. Basically, I organized them by stacks of the authors because really, I keep my stacks that are going to be facing me like out front, not in the back, to be the authors that I own the most of, authors that I really want to read right away. So basically, let's just take a look at the first back shelf. So the first back shelf for me is like a mix mash. So it's authors I care about and authors that I've never read before, and I pick them up randomly in thrift stores. So let's just take a look. So right here we have a random like Margot McGuire that probably needs to be moved down here so that they can go with all her other books. And then, so Lori Lee Girk is an author that I've been reading recently or I want to get into, so I put them on the top shelf so I can remember it. So I own that, and I also own like a library copy that I bought during a library sale. Now you can also see like some of the thrift store copies that I bought as well. And then we have Vivian Lorette, which is a new author to me that I really wanted to try out after I bought a couple of her books. I have Leonora Bell. I actually have a couple of Leonora Bell books on the floor right now, but I'm not sure maybe if I want to move these three out, put them together and put it on a different section. Then I have Maya Rodell, which is an author that I do want to try as well. I love her covers. It's so pretty. Like, I love them so much. And then we just have like a list of like random like books that I picked up. I know Sylvia Day writes historical romances, but I never read one of hers before. I try to read her contemporary novels and I didn't really get into them, so I'm kind of nervous about it. So I've just been keeping it on my shelf. Not sure if I'm going to read it. Maybe I will unhaul it one day. And then we're going to move into our second shelf, which I feel like it's almost done. Like if I were to kind of be lazy. So basically right here is the back of some shelves. So I have a lot of Mary Below books that I bought through thrift books because I was bored one day when I was like just starting my book collection, but honestly I don't have interest in it. Maybe I'll unhaul it. And then we have some Amelia Gray, Kieran Kramer. I actually really want to read this series, like When Harry Met Molly and Cloudy with a Chance of Marriage. I feel like that is so cute, especially it's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and like When Harry Met Sally. I don't know, I thought that was really cute. And then Valerie Bowman, Christina Brooke, Alexandra Hawkins. Like, these are the authors from St. Martin's Press that I haven't read before. Majority of the historical romances that I do read are from Avon historical romance authors. So yeah, Eva Leigh, Katherine Ash, Catherine Kasky, Hannah Howe, and this is like a small section of like historical romances that involve time traveling, which I really fuck with and I really enjoy. And then like I have a random Julia Quinn UK version of a novel that I have there. Out in front we have Sarah Bennett, Galen Foyley, Julia Quinn, and then we have Caroline Linden, Lucille Cornwell, and Elizabeth Boyle. Actually, you know, like upon seeing this, I think I just might shift some of my Leonora Bell books on top and supplement some of these books here because, you know what, they're not my first priority and I want to kind of look at my Leonora Bell books because I want to try her out very soon. And then the bottom shelf, we're still working on it. So we'll get back to you when it's okay. Okay, so we are almost done organizing my bookshelf. It actually took like less time than I thought it would. I thought it would at least take like the whole day, but I'm so glad that I didn't. And basically, I'm going to show you what I have going on right now. I think I really do need to put some piles somewhere else, like on top of the bookshelf where I showed you already. But I'm happy so far where the books are going and I know how it's organized. First shelf is already kind of packed already. I'm still not sure like which author should go here, but basically it's all my favorites that are on the top shelf that I really want to get to reading sometime in my lifetime because this is a lot of books. So I have Megan Frampton. It's an author that I've heard that she was freaking hilarious. Like, she's so funny and I really want to read her. So I put them up front and I've collected a lot of her books over the years as I was book buying. Then I have my Lisa Kleypes edition collection shenanigans thing, where basically what happened was that I had one friend way back when who recommended me to read Lisa Kleypes as a historical romance author, and I fell in love and I read Devil in Winter first, loved it so much, never knew historical romance could be that good, and then I just slowly and slowly collected all the Lisa Kleypes books. I don't think I own all of them, maybe like a good chunk of it, like 90% of the books, but basically I have like at least all of them. And I read a couple already, so that's why sometimes you don't see it on this shelf, because this shelf is my unread pile. Love Lisa Kleypes, go for her. My second shelf, so I did what I did tell you guys in the last clip. I put the Leonora Bell books together, so I actually have part of her series for this one. And then this series that like she's currently writing for. Woo! So this series that she's currently writing for, I don't know what series this is, School for Dukes. So she's currently writing for that series, so I'm like slowly collecting it too. So I'll probably like just collect it all and then read it in one shot. Then I have Solis Bradley here, which is another author that really surprised me. I feel like her historical romances include a lot of action, a lot of like side plots and subplots or whatever it's called. Like basically there's a lot more things going on in the romance, and I really, really do appreciate it. It's so fun. It's so interesting. Then we have Charisse Michaels, which is another author that I want to try. And we have Sophie Barnes, which is another author I want to try. So like right now I'm collecting her series, Diamonds in the Rough or something. I forgot the series name. And then I have a couple of her books here. I just feel like her covers are just so cute. Well, not cute. Like, they just look really romantic, and that's why I bought them. And then I have Julia Quinn. So basically, I started off reading historical romances. I read Julia Quinn first, and I really liked it. But then, as I started reading more historical romances from different authors, I realized that Julia Quinn's novels isn't like that interesting. Like, I feel like it's more heavy on the romance and like living together and being friends, and like I don't know, like like it's been a long time since I picked up a Julia Quinn novel, so that's why my collection's really small for her, because I don't really have an interest when I have like other authors that I want to read first. So yeah. Now here is the third shelf that I didn't show you in the other clip, and this shelf I turned it around like this so I could like easily move with it so that we can see what's going on here. So Kat Martin is another author that I haven't read in a very long time, but I read her books before and I really, really liked it. So then that's why I went crazy and bought a lot of thrift copies of her books when I saw them at like Goodwill or something. Like I forgot where I went. And then like if I turn a tower over, we have Katherine Ash, an author that I never tried before. Gail Gallen, never read her before either. We have more Kat Martin books. I think these books are like the prettiest books from Kat Martin. Like, so I feel like these covers are just so pretty. I don't know, like I just find them so pretty. So if you guys ever want to check out a very pretty author, Kat Martin's books from St. Martin's Press. I don't know what series this is, but check those out because I haven't read them yet. So let me know if they're good. Then we have a random Kathy Maxwell book, which I have no interest reading. Like she has a new series that's coming out that I have more interest in reading that one, but I just stuffed that one there. Then we have Stephanie Lawrence, which is another author that I don't think I will really like. I have a couple of her books there as well because I think some of them have like a pirate themed and I really like pirates. We have Karen Ranney, Karen Linden, Jenna Peterson. Why do I feel like I have that Karen Linden book? I'm not sure. And then we have like random books from like random authors. So moving on to the other stacks, I turned them around so it's easier to see. So we have Julie Ann Long, Sarah MacLean, Karen Ranney. Now Sarah MacLean is like the queen of historical romance and romance news. She's so active on Twitter and she like literally knows all the details of the latest drama happening in romance. So if you guys ever need to catch up on something, go to Sarah MacLean's Twitter page, I guess. And then we have Elizabeth Hoyt, which is a historical romance author from Grand Central Publishing or Forever Romance, and she's so good. Like she's one of my favorite authors from that publisher, and I love her historical romances. They were recommended to me by one of the publicists at Forever Romance, and she just like went like, you need to read her books if you like historical romance, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I just bought so many of her books. And then we have Lisa Byrne and Sophia Nash and Sabrina Jeffries, just like random books I probably picked up at Book Outlet. Like, I totally forgot already. So now moving on to our current situation on our floor, we still have a whole nother like tower of books that I have to put away and maybe like allocate it to the shelves and then move it to the top shelf. But I'm almost done, so I can already see the light. Welcome to the top part of my shelf. So basically, I put all the books on the top shelf that I want to get into, or like they just didn't fit on my shelf. So right here we have Joanna Shupe, which is a series that I really do want to read very soon. Not the 400 series. It's the Uptown Girls series that Sarah McLean, I think, like suggested for us to read for historical romances, and I was like, sure, let me just buy it. And then we have Vivian Lorette, which is another author that I want to get to very soon, and she wrote like 2 very thin historical novels that I want to read because they just seem like they're going to be really easy to finish. Elizabeth Boyle again, Christy Carlisle, Anna Harrington is another forever romance, historical romance writer. I think her books are very good, and I feel like you guys should check it out. And then I just gathered my Caroline Linden books put together, and then that's the start of my contemporary novels that couldn't fit my shelf. So those are my historical romance bookshelves. I hope you enjoyed the little tour that I did for you and the little cleanup. Honestly, I don't really film these things a lot, so I don't know if they're going to be interesting. So thank you so much if people actually sat down and actually watched these. I thought it was going to be fun to post during our Historical Romance Readathon that is currently happening right now from March 16th to the 22nd. If you guys haven't already heard about it, come join us, go pick up a historical romance novel and read with us. Right now, I'm enjoying my huge stack of TBR novels. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it right now. It kind of switched up from my historical romance TBR because I was very excited to start reading my historical romances. So I actually started reading it way before the readathon actually started. And now I'm just catching up on other historical romances that I want to read. I'm currently at the moment filming this. I'm listening to the audiobook of Do You Want to Start a Scandal by Tessa Dare. And this is by far one of my most favorite historical romance novels out there. And my favorite Tessa Dare novel, maybe, possibly, if you guys are interested in something romantic, something fluffy, something so funny that makes you giggle, definitely check out this series. I think it's Spindo Cove series that's really funny, that Tessa Dare really shows off her humorous side, where she actually, like, just gives a lot of jokes that, like, really hit me well. So definitely go check it out. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye.